I love a Tesla. What? Where's the motor?
It's got 4 motors, 1 at each wheel.
Tell me a little bit about how a Tesla works. Do you like Teslas?
Love Teslas.
Tell me a little bit about, okay, 2 things. One, for those that generally don't know what's uniquely valuable about a Tesla, tell us to the general people, what do you find about a Tesla that people just don't know? That's very basic, but it's very valuable.
Autopilot is probably the best feature. I mean, this guy says he drives and he just lets go of the steering wheel. He could read a book. He could take a short little nap while the car continues to drive on its own.
So this car drives on its own?
It does.
Okay.
It's got a lot of cool features like the Falcon doors.
Yes.
The doors automatically open.
Yes.
Press button. They close. They open automatically. And if you sit in the driver's seat, it'll actually close the door for you.
What kind of stereo system are we doing here today?
So this is getting Utopia Beryllium's 3-way set in the front. We're going to do make some A-pillars. It's going to have the mid and the tweeter and the pillars, both Berylliums. Those are the new Utopias.
So
and then,
those that don't know about these speakers, these Utopias, tell me what people got to know about these Utopias.
One of the best speakers on the market. There's probably very few speakers on the market that'll
what exactly comes with the Utopia set? What are we looking at here?
Well, you can buy these a la carte, which means that you can buy each individual driver. This, we put an 8-inch driver in the front doors, and we made them on axis. If you can see at an angle there, you can see I twisted the speaker up.
What'd you do, make back here some little plate back there?
No, I used the Mobile Solutions Animal, and I twisted I tweaked by router, and so I was able to make it at an angle. This did have 6.5. It's a basic system Tesla. It is a Model X, but it's a basic system. So it does not have an amplifier. All the amplification is done from the head unit. We took the signal out of it, and then basically we're replacing every single speaker. These 8s were originally a 6-inch, and what we did is we took the factory 6-inch speaker and its mounting location, and then we made our pod, and it bolts right in. No holes were drilled. We did dampen the doors. We put a couple of pieces of sound skin on each inside and outside skin. Ran all new wires with quick disconnect. All silver conductor, or silver coated copper wire with quick disconnects.
What's the disconnect for?
Just for service. If he ever has a blown tweeter, a mid, if the dealer has to take a look at his car, it's easy for them to take it apart. Instead of having to cut our wires when we solder things together, this is a way for them to just disconnect it, service the piece they have to, and then put it back together.
You put an iPad in here? What'd you do?
No, not the factory head unit.
Okay.
But we did do the Zapco Z16, I believe it's called.
What is it? What is it? What is it?
It's a Zapco DSP processor, digital sound processor, and then what it's doing is it does a bunch of things. It's going to do Bluetooth. It's got this little display that we're going to mount here in the center console, and this you can actually store music inside of this unit, and you can have access to your music. So you basically have like an iPod built in.
Where's that music stored?
Inside the DSP.
Show me where this DSP thing is and how does that work? How do I get music into it?
So there's a couple different ways. This is new to me too, so we won't. This is like only the second one of these we've installed, and the customer actually brought this to us. It has USBs here on the side and a couple extra expansion ports for the future use. So if they want to do
this, looks crazy. Give me. I mean, what are these? $500, $1,000, $2,000. What are we looking at here?
These are about $4,000.
For what?
For each amplifier, and it's a 2-channel Class A amplifier, and they're made by Symphony. You can find them online, and some of them are sold out. Even we looked at a couple websites, and they were sold out.
So this is a hi-fi stereo system you're installing.
Absolutely, every one of the cables is a high-end cable. You can see even the distribution. Everything is coded. We got ferrule connectors in here, so we have a nice connection between the power lines. So everything is done pretty much the best way it can be done, just to make sure we have less problems and super high fidelity. We don't want to sacrifice.
So this amplifier powers what?
So that one does, the amplifier on the left does the left front tweeter and the left front mid-range.
That's it?
That's it. It's just a 2-channel. And then this right amplifier does the opposite side. So it does the right front tweeter and the right front mid.
Is that an amp under there?
Correct. It's got one on each side. That runs the left front mid bass, and then it's got one on this side which runs the right front mid bass. And then we also have a Moscone down there.
What, oh, an amplifier down there?
That's another amplifier down there. And then that one's going to run the subwoofer, the rear doors, and the center channel on the dash.
So this digital sound processor, something similar to like a Tweak 88?
It is, but with more expansion channels on here. So we have more expansion ports. So on this is expandable. So if you want to add things in the future, they will be able to be added to this, where the Tweak is a little bit more limited on it.
So this is high-end shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
What are we looking at here? What is this price right here?
4,000.
8. That's Ford Force 8.
Yeah, those bottom ones I think are going to be somewhere around $2,000 a piece.
So this box, just this box right here.
Yeah, you're probably looking close to 20,000.
20 grand.
Yeah.
That's not including speakers.
Not including the speakers, right?
Who spends 20 G's on their car amplification system?
Steve, that owns the Tesla.
When this car is all done, is it safe to say it's just going to be something that a high fidelity, high-end sounding aficionado?
Well, here's the thing. The cool thing about the reason he picked this vehicle is because he's got autopilot, and he said that a lot of times before he had this car, he'd be rushing to get home. So he's driving home 80 miles an hour, pushing the limit, trying to get trying to keep from getting a speeding ticket.
This is his comfort.
Right, so now he's gonna put the autopilot in, he's got an 80-mile drive home, he's gonna enjoy his tunes while he's in autopilot.
Brilliant. This is brilliant, 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 brilliant.
He's also gonna have a high-definition audio player, and then he'll be able to plug it in here.
What's a high-definition audio player?
So it's like an iPod, but it basically has high-end files on there, so you're gonna get high.
What is that one called?
Like the FLAC files.
FLAC files.
Yeah. So they'll do.
Oh, we got fans back here for the heat.
We have quiet fans in here. They are triggered. We just installed a couple of relays to trigger these in, so it's only on when the audio is on. And they're supposed to be super quiet fans, so we don't want to hear them.
All right. So for somebody out there that really just, you know, we're talking about the high-end people. Period. End of story. The best of the best. Celebrity kind of people. How do they find you, and how can they get a hold of you when they want to do this kind of stuff to their vehicle?
So right now online is probably the easiest way to find anybody. I've got a couple of YouTubes out, videos out, and
how do they find you? How can we reach you? What do they look for?
You could look up my shop. It's Agoura Auto Sounds. I'm in Agoura Hills, California. So you can find me on Facebook, Instagram. You can Yelp. You can just Google it, and my name will pop up. If not, you can just call me direct. I give out my phone number. I don't really care.
So if somebody wants to refer to this car, what would they say? Hey, tell me about the red Tesla, or what do you call this car?
Yeah, we would say that the Tesla Model X that we did with the high-end audio. And usually when you give somebody amplifiers like some symphony amplifiers, there's not two of these vehicles ever.
Ever.
Yeah, you're not going to find these.
All right. Thanks, man.
Cool.